In an opinion page piece that appeared in yesterday's Tyler paper, an author made a theological claim about human nature. In a discussion of what kinds of remedies are and are not appropriate to address the problem of mass shootings, he says, the answer begins with the biblical but countercultural assertion that human beings are not inherently good. Is this true? Let's talk about it. Hello, I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas, and this is your daily devotional for Thursday, June 2nd, 2022. Rich Maneri teaches journalism at Asbury University in Kentucky, a non-denominational university in the Wesleyan holiness tradition. Maneri makes an interesting argument about dealing with the problem of mass shootings. And since his argument rests on a particular understanding of human nature, it is worth our while to talk about this portion of his case. So the question is, are human beings inherently good or not? I know you're wanting me to make a definitive pronouncement that either human beings are inherently good or else they are hopelessly fallen. But as usual, the truth is a little more complicated than that. Now, I can only really speak out of my tradition, what we call the Reformed tradition. One of the things I like about our theological tradition is that it is often a little more nuanced in its understanding of things like human sin than some other traditions. Every theological tradition contains some account of human nature, including the problem of sin. But we Christians aren't alone in this. Pretty much anyone who talks about life in the world and argues one way or another about any moral issue has some understanding of human nature lurking somewhere under the surface. But very often, this understanding of human nature in a particular argument is only implicit. And in fact, most people who make arguments about what kinds of things we should and shouldn't do aren't particularly aware that their arguments even contain understandings of human nature. We just happen to bring ours out into the open so that we can examine it. I would venture to guess that most people who have a passing understanding of Calvinism and of the Reformed tradition have heard the term total depravity. And if they have, they probably recoil from it. It's a sort of caricature of what Reformed Christians believe, or at least the way people understand it is a caricature. It is fair to say that we Reformed Christians believe that all human beings are infected by sin. But that doesn't mean that human beings are not good. Properly understood, the idea of total depravity doesn't mean that we are simply totally and completely depraved. Rather, it means that there's no part of us that isn't infected by sin. It doesn't mean we are 100% evil. The 4th and 5th century theologian Augustine of Hippo, from whom Calvin really took his cues, famously argued that whatever has been created by the Creator, even if it is corrupted, remains good. A corrupted good, to be sure, but good nonetheless. In his Confessions, he says that everything that is created by God, and because it exists, it is good, even though it may be corrupted. For something to be corrupted, the thing must still be good in its essence, in its real sense. So he says, quote, "We must conclude that if things are deprived of all good, they cease altogether to be. And this means that as long as they are good. Therefore," he concludes, "whatever is good." This is a remarkable insight and one that we modern people tend to overlook. We want things to be this or that, either or, a binary choice. Interestingly, Augustine was arguing against this exact kind of error that was a hallmark of a philosophy called Manichaeism, a system of belief that saw the world composed of opposite elements, one good, one evil, and that everything could be explained by the struggle between good and evil. People and things were either one or the other, good or evil. But Augustine understood that good and evil can exist simultaneously in people and in things. Hence his idea of corrupted good. Fast forward to the Reformation, and particularly to Calvin, who has left us with what I often call a robust understanding of human sin. Robust because it is comprehensive, and because it resists the temptation to divide human nature into an either-or proposition, or to reduce sin simply to certain acts that we commit. In our tradition, sin is seen more as a condition than an act. Oh, we can talk about certain acts as sinful, but we really talk about them that way because they arise out of corrupt human nature. So where does that leave us? In my book, it gives us a more nuanced view than either human beings are inherently good or people are inherently bad. Why is this a better way? Let's find out tomorrow. But for now, may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do this day and in all the days ahead.